It's Friday, December 17th, 2021. That can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Stefanie Drysdale's weekly cybersecurity recap number 102 with Stefanie Drysdale, VP of Cyber for Prescient. Ms. Stefanie, welcome to your show, my friend.
Thank you, Chuck. How are you?
I'm doing well. I dig the new look, I got to say. You look like you could be right at the top of Fox News or CNN doing a broadcast. It looks fantastic. I really like it.
Oh, goodness. Thank you. Excellent. Glad you liked it.
Well, today we're going to talk about Log4j and Ransomware 2022. If Ransomware 2021 was not enough, we're already starting with 2022, and I'm sure that can't be anything positive.
So lots of talk this week about Log4j and Log4Shell. So if you're a CISO or an IT pro, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. But for all of us to get up to speed, I asked for a little insight from Prescient's Bill Dixon, who heads up our cyber consulting and vCISO engagements. So first, why is Log4j vulnerability so bad? So basically, the number of products that rely on the Log4j library is widely used in the most popular web server on the internet, Apache. So this is a remote code execution vulnerability, which will force the system to execute code that is passed to it, oftentimes malicious in nature. So the vulnerability itself doesn't need to bypass any kind of perimeter defenses. And since the vulnerability exploits the internet-facing systems, the exposure to a vulnerable system is quite extensive. So Log4j is embedded into a countless number of products and services. So even if your systems may not be exposed, there's a strong likelihood that those you rely on in your vendor and service provider supply chain are, which makes managing this vulnerability extremely difficult and puts quite a bit of pressure on security teams and engineers to monitor and search where Log4j may be present. So this past weekend, Prescient proactively began scanning the external networks of our clients for exposure to the Log4Shell vulnerability. Clients who had affected systems were advised to apply the necessary patches and upgrade the vulnerability Log4j instances, implement security controls such as Web Application Firewall or WAF rules that are designed to identify attempts to exploit the Log4j from an external attacker, and conduct scans of the application libraries in order to identify embedded Log4j libraries within the application code base. We will continue to monitor those clients, and in addition, we've recommended to our clients to evaluate their vendors and partners to assess the risks associated with them regarding this vulnerability and apply the appropriate monitoring and ensure as much as possible that the risks are identified and can be mitigated. So what's this mean going forward? As of December 17th, most of the observed exploits are automated in nature, which helps the security teams identify the common themes and the methods to build solid protection strategies and controls. So the concern now is that these attacks will become more targeted in nature and possibly difficult to identify, as they're going to be mixed in with the noise produced by the automated scanning attacks that have been identified over the past week. So this is looking like a needle in a haystack right now. Incident response plans also need to consider that there may be systems that are missed for mitigation, and a protection strategy should be established so that once the vulnerable system or systems are identified, there's going to be a playbook that can immediately be executed for consistent mitigation and management of the vulnerability. To add on to that, Sawan Joshi shared Amazon Web Services article titled Using AWS Security Services to Protect Against, Detect, and Respond to the Log4j Vulnerability. So I'll be sure to link that for you below as well. And in more fun news, Bob Carver shared ZDNet's article titled Ransomware in 2022, We're All Screwed, giving us some insight into what we can expect from ransomware operators in 2022. First was ransomware as a service will continue to climb, with operators leasing out or offering subscriptions to their malware creations to others for a price. Whether this is a per month deal or a cut of any successful extortion payments, this is going to continue. Increased attack risk. Some criminals have been known to sell files to each other or even to a competitor in a foreign market. This means that even if a company has paid one criminal gang, another could emerge from the shadows and demand precisely the same thing. Pay to stay away. Another potential method of extortion we may see next year is companies paying operators not to attack them. Ransomware could even evolve further into a subscription model in which you pay the criminal gangs not to target you. The Great Resignation, experts are predicting a direct correlation between staff turnover and cyber incidents. Going quantum, one of the more controversial uses of quantum computing is the potential to break public key cryptography. So, in just a few short years, security information stored by national and international intelligence will be easily decrypted through a powerful quantum computer. This will leave highly sensitive data vulnerable to threat actors, causing an enormous potential for widespread security breaches. And the implication for cyber insurance. With black payouts now reaching millions of dollars, insurers are likely to be pickier about which types of coverage they will offer and may impose strict requirements to which policies they will pay out. This may include bans on paying ransom entirely, forcing applicants to adhere to industry accepted security standards, agreeing to consistent employee training, and more. I'll be sure to link that. And that's what I have for you all this week. Lots of great news, I know, but hopefully you'll be on your toes going into the holidays and maybe get a little bit of a breather. For those of you, especially dealing with the Log4j stuff, I know it's been a crazy week for you all, so hang in there. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, and I will look forward to seeing you all next Friday.